Welcome back to another Bryanston School IB 2025 Sheen Onshape tutorial. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to put the parts together for an assembly. So let's open up our file. And here it is as we left it last time. Let's make sure we can see the lens holder. So just click on the eye to view that. Now what we're doing at the moment is we're working in a part studio, which allows us to model the different parts, but it doesn't allow us to show how things would work in an assembly. So we've got multiples of part. We only need to model one, but we can load them into the assembly multiple times. That's not the case with this, but let's put it into an assembly so that you get an idea of how the basics of an assembly work together. So left click on the assembly that's pre-done for us, and we're going to insert our parts. Now the first part we're going to insert, although it wasn't the first part we drew, is going to be the legs. So I'm going to left click on insert. We're already in the same document, so we don't need to worry about that. And we're going to left click on legs, and if I place them I can. If I just ignore them and just left click to say that's right, the parts appear kind of as they were in the part studio. Now if I spin this around and I click on the front work plane, you can see that because of the way we've drawn things, the feet aren't sitting horizontally. So let's address that before we do anything else. So left click on the part, and you can see that we've got a range of tools. It looks like we've just got two tools, but if I move it around, you can see that we can move it in the X, Y, and Z positions, and we can also rotate it around 3 axes. Let's go back to the front axis, the front view, and I'm just going to drag this round 15 degrees. And I can do that manually by steps, or I could type in 15 degrees there, but that's the right angle. So I'm just going to click out the way, and that's done at 15 degrees. So now I can bring in the other parts of my model. And as before, I can spin this around by holding the right mouse button down. Okay, so let's insert the other parts. We haven't got many parts, so we just as well load them both in. So let's bring in the head. So left click on the head, left click to place it, left click on the lens holder, left click to place it, and then tick that to close it. So the way Onshape works with assemblies, it tries to do things with as little or as few tools as possible. I'll show you that now. So the first thing we're going to do is a fixed mate, or a fasten mate. Left click on there, and if I hover over this face, you'll see it highlights the center, which is what I want. So I'm going to just hold down shift so it doesn't move, and then click in the middle of that. And I'm going to do the same on the back face of this. So as you can see, if I move, it tries to pick up other things. So just leave it on that face, hold down shift, and it'll leave that little marker. Left click on the marker, and one will move to the other, and I'll just left click on the tick to show I'm happy with that. So those two parts are fixed now. If I just close that, I can move that around, but they stay together. So let's now do the same for over here. So let's do another fasten mate, and I'm going to pick up on this cylinder, but in the middle. So I'm going to pick up that middle point there. So hovering over it, hold the left mouse button in, click on that point there, and I'm going to do the same for this slot. So you can see, just checking where it is, hold the left mouse button down, pick up on that marker, try it again, and there we go. And sometimes it looks like it's jumped around, and if we go to isometric, we should be back where we were. Now what we can do is we can also make sure that the first part that comes in is fixed and nothing else moves around. So I'm just going to right click on there and left click on fix. If I'd done that at the beginning, it would have made sure we didn't make any mistakes, I suppose. But there we go, that's it. That's simply the assembly of the parts that we've got located together. They can't sort of move around, they're fixed in space. Let's go back to isometric. And And there we go. That was it. That was basically just a quick way of showing you how parts can be assembled using the little markers within Onshape. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.